This necklace costs $100,000. These aren't ordinary pearls. These are premium cultured pearls that took 5 years to create, representing one of nature's most extraordinary collaborations between human expertise and marine biology. Today we're revealing the complete journey from oyster nucleation to six-figure luxury jewelry. Let's dive into where this remarkable process begins. The journey starts here, at one of the world's premier pearl cultivation facilities located in pristine tropical waters. This isn't natural pearl formation, which is extremely rare. This is cultured pearl farming, a sophisticated aquaculture operation that guides nature's process with scientific precision. These floating platforms extend across protected bays where water quality is monitored constantly. Beneath these platforms, suspended in the crystal-clear ocean water, hang hundreds of cultivation ropes. Each rope supports mesh baskets containing oysters at carefully calculated depths. The water temperature, salinity, nutrient levels, and current flow are all critical factors. This facility has spent decades identifying the perfect environmental conditions for producing gem-quality pearls. The process begins in the laboratory, not the ocean. Inside this sterile facility that rivals pharmaceutical cleanrooms, marine biologists and skilled technicians prepare for the nucleation procedure. This is the most critical step in cultured pearl production, requiring exceptional skill and precision. The success rate depends entirely on the expertise of these specialists. Oyster selection is crucial. Not every oyster is suitable for nucleation. Workers examine thousands of oysters, selecting only the healthiest specimens between 2 and 3 years old. Size, shell condition, and overall vitality are carefully assessed. Only about 30% of oysters pass this rigorous selection process. The chosen oysters then undergo the nucleation procedure. A skilled technician carefully opens each living oyster without damaging the delicate organism inside. This requires specialized tools and years of practice. The oyster must remain alive and healthy throughout the procedure, making this a delicate biological surgery rather than simple mechanical processing. Here's where the magic happens. Using microsurgical instruments under magnification, the technician inserts a perfectly round bead nucleus into the oyster's mantle tissue. This bead, typically made from Mississippi River mussel shell, serves as the foundation around which the pearl will form. The size of this nucleus determines the final pearl size. For luxury pearls, nuclei range from 6 to 8 millimeters in diameter, but the nucleus alone isn't enough. A small piece of mantle tissue from a donor oyster is placed over the bead. This living tissue contains the cells that will form the pearl sac, the biological structure that secretes nacre. This tissue must be positioned perfectly as it determines the pearl's quality and luster. Any mistake here means failure. After nucleation, the oysters require intensive care. They're placed in recovery tanks with flowing filtered seawater, carefully monitored temperature, and optimal oxygen levels. This post-surgical recovery period is critical. The oyster's immune system must accept the nucleus rather than rejecting it. Approximately 20% of oysters reject the nucleus during this phase. Successfully recovered oysters are then organized into mesh panels, each labeled with nucleation date, technician ID, and batch information. Complete traceability is maintained throughout the entire 5-year journey. This data tracking ensures quality control and allows continuous process improvement based on outcomes. Now the oysters return to the ocean, but under controlled conditions. Workers carefully lower the panels into the water at optimal depths, typically 8 to 12 meters below the surface. At this depth, water temperature remains stable, plankton food sources are abundant, and water quality is consistently high. The real work now is patience and maintenance. Over the next 5 years, the oysters will slowly coat the nucleus with nacre, the crystalline substance that gives pearls their legendary luster. Nacre is composed of aragonite crystals and conchialine protein, arranged in microscopic layers that create iridescence through light interference. Every 6 months, workers perform maintenance on the oyster panels. Shells accumulate biofouling, algae, barnacles, and other marine growth that can impede the oyster's feeding and respiration. Each oyster is carefully cleaned with soft brushes and seawater, then returned to optimal growing conditions. This labor-intensive process continues for years. Regular health checks are essential. Technicians periodically and carefully inspect oysters without fully opening them, checking for signs of stress, disease, or growth problems. Water quality testing occurs daily. Temperature, salinity, pH, dissolved oxygen, and plankton density are all recorded. Any deviation from optimal parameters triggers immediate corrective action. Inside the oyster, an extraordinary transformation is occurring. The mantle tissue secretes nacre in incredibly thin layers, approximately 1/1000th of a millimeter at a time. Over months and years, thousands of these microscopic layers accumulate. The arrangement of aragonite crystals in these layers creates the optical phenomenon we perceive as luster and orient. After approximately 2 years, the developing pearl has gained significant nacre thickness. The workers rotate and reposition the panels regularly to ensure even nacre deposition on all sides of the growing pearl. Uneven growth produces baroque or off-round pearls, which have significantly lower value in the luxury market. As years 3 and 4 pass, the nacre layers continue to build. The thicker the nacre coating, the more durable and lustrous the final pearl. Premium pearls require at least 2 millimeters of nacre thickness over the nucleus. This can only be achieved through years of patient cultivation in optimal conditions. Finally, after 5 full years, harvest day arrives. This is the moment of truth when years of investment, expertise, and patience are validated or disappointed. Workers carefully retrieve the panels from the ocean depths. There's genuine excitement, as even experienced pearl farmers never know exactly what they'll find until the oysters are opened. The opening process requires exceptional skill. Each oyster must be opened carefully to avoid scratching or damaging the pearl inside. Experienced technicians use specialized knives, applying precise pressure to separate the shell halves without disturbing the pearl nestled in the mantle tissue. And here is the reveal. As the shell opens, a lustrous pearl is exposed. In premium operations, approximately 40% of nucleated oysters produce gem-quality pearls. Another 30% produce lower-grade pearls suitable for less expensive jewelry. The remaining 30% produce no usable pearl due to rejection, death, or quality issues. The harvested pearls undergo immediate gentle cleaning in rotating drums filled with purified water and mild cleaning solutions. This removes organic tissue and residue while carefully preserving the delicate nacre surface. Harsh chemicals or abrasive cleaning would destroy the luster that took years to create. Now comes rigorous sorting and grading. Expert pearl graders with decades of experience examine each pearl under specialized lighting conditions. They're evaluating luster, surface quality, shape, color, and size. Pearls are graded on international standards, with 8AA representing the highest quality. Only 1 to 2% of cultured pearls achieve this grade. For a luxury necklace, the pearls must be meticulously matched. A master pearl matcher selects pearls from potentially thousands of specimens, finding those with harmonious luster, consistent color overtones, and graduated sizes that create perfect visual flow. Creating one perfectly matched strand might require sorting through an entire season's harvest. Each selected pearl is then precisely drilled. The hole must be perfectly centered and sized to accept stringing material without being visible when worn. A specialized drill using diamond-tipped bits, less than 1 millimeter in diameter, creates the hole while continuous water cooling prevents heat damage to the nacre. The stringing process is an art form perfected over centuries. An expert stringer uses premium silk thread, individually knotting between each pearl. These knots serve dual purposes. They prevent pearls from abrading each other, and they provide security so that if the strand breaks, only one pearl is lost rather than the entire necklace. Premium clasps are attached, typically 18-karat gold, with secure catches and safety mechanisms. The clasp must be both functional and aesthetically complementary to the pearls. On a 6-figure necklace, even the clasp can cost thousands of dollars and represent significant craftsmanship. The completed necklace undergoes final inspection. Quality control specialists examine every pearl, every knot, the clasp security, and the overall drape and balance. They test how the necklace hangs, how light plays across the pearls, and verify that the graduated sizing creates the intended visual effect. Professional documentation follows. The necklace is photographed under controlled lighting, and a gemological certificate is prepared detailing the number of pearls, size range, quality grade, nacre thickness, and origin. This certification is essential for insurance, resale value, and authenticity verification. And here's the final masterpiece. A pearl necklace that will retail for $100,000 or more, depending on pearl size, quality grade, and jewelry house brand. Why such an extraordinary price? You've witnessed the answer. This represents 5 years of marine cultivation, expert nucleation surgery, constant monitoring and maintenance, skilled harvesting, meticulous sorting from thousands of pearls, precision drilling, artisan stringing, and luxury presentation. Unlike mass-produced jewelry, premium cultured pearls are truly limited by biology and time. You cannot rush nacre deposition. You cannot force perfect luster. Nature operates on her own timeline, and human expertise can only guide, not control, the process. For collectors and connoisseurs, these pearls represent more than luxury. They're wearable evidence of patience, expertise, and the remarkable collaboration between human skill and natural biological processes. From oyster nucleation to elegant necklace, you've now witnessed the complete 5-year journey of one of the world's most treasured organic gems.